जब कंपनी बिकती है और इतने सारे मिलियन डॉलर्स मिलते हैं, कैसा लगता है?
द गुड पार्ट वॉज दैट कि जिस समय सेल हुई उस समय हम रेडी नहीं थे कि वी वर नॉट लुकिंग टू सेल द कंपनी। हम नहीं देख रहे थे। एज आई मेंशन कि जो कंपनी आई वो एज एन क्लाइंट आई थी, देन इवेंचुअली दे लाइक्ड इट, दे शेयर द प्रपोजल टू अस एंड सब कुछ बहुत फास्ट हुआ, राइट। अप्रैल में हुआ एंड अक्टूबर में वी क्लोज द डील। अब माई ऑनेस्ट एडवाइस to everyone is that don't build for the acquisition. First of all, if you start building something to sell, okay, it means you are looking for an exit.
Then you are an investor. You are not really
and you are not fully involved into that. Even if you are, right, you are looking to exit somewhere, right? And that was not the case for us. Neither with the native, neither with the Trophèe. So I think if we just focus on addressing some problem statement, ठीक है, जो कोर प्रॉब्लम है उसको आप एड्रेस करो। आई थिंक विद एन ऑनेस्ट रिस्पॉन्स के साथ में, लर्निंग के साथ में एंड सो ऑन। ओवर द जर्नी कीप लुकिंग फॉर समथिंग। अगर इफ देयर इज एन अपॉर्चुनिटी केम इन एंड इफ यू थिंक इफ आई एम नॉट बी केपेबल इनफ इन स्केलिंग द कंपनी फ्रॉम 1 to X level, but after post acquisition if they can be able to do that.
Hello and welcome to this new episode of the Startup Caffe Podcast. I'm your host Sriwant. Today we are sitting with somebody very interesting. We are meeting Vijay, who's a serial entrepreneur. He has 15 years of experience in digital side of things. He built several startups, out of which his third one got sold. And now he's building India's first gaming commerce company called Trophèe. So we're meeting him today and we're going to understand his journey and see what we all learn from him. Hi, welcome Vijay. Thank you for coming to the podcast.
Thanks, Sriwant. Thanks for inviting and having me here. So I am Vijay. I just wanted to quickly, briefly introduce me. So I am Vijay, and I'm the founder at Trophèe.
Okay.
And we are the world first, as you mentioned, we are the world first game commerce company.
Okay.
And we are basically a technology company, and we are trying to redefine the future of advertising. So in my professional journey, yes, as what you mentioned, I have completed 15 years of the professional journey, mix of my corporate journey plus the startup. This is my fourth startup. The Trophèe is my fourth startup, and before that, I have served 8 years into the corporate, the world. Served various companies starting from the Hangama to Saregama Digital to the Docomo Digital and some Spanish advertising company called Mobuzi and the Click Dealer and so. And after that, in 2018, I jumped into the entrepreneurship. I always wanted to do something of my own.
So 2018 is when your professional journey ended. Till then, you were working for different companies. 2018 के बाद आपने अपनी companies की शुरुआत की.
Yes.
Okay, so what was the first startup which you...
So the first startup I started in, the company name was Marketer Media. Okay. That was again into the ad tech. We were serving gaming clients, okay. But these gaming clients are mostly the AAA games. Basically, we are trying to, help them to, enter into the new markets. And okay. So most of the clients are based out of US, Germany and Japan.
तो उसके बाद जो startups किया आपने 2 और 3?
हाँ, so this was the first startup I did it from 2018 to 2022.
Okay.
And then I started Native as my third startup.
Okay.
So Native was the one that is being acquired later on in year 2022 by an Australian advertising company in few $1 million.
Okay.
And after serving the post acquisition, we served them for 2 years. And it's only the last year we came out from the company because we wanted to do something, we wanted to address some other problem areas. And so we started Trophèe, and this is where we are.
Okay, interesting. But I want to understand your background. You're from Indore, you said, right?
Yes.
And your education has been in Indore?
No.
Where all did you study?
So yes, my parents are from Indore and they are staying in Indore. And but I did my engineering from Bhopal. And then I went to Pune for my MBAs.
Okay.
And thereafter only I got an opportunity to work, and join Hangama in Mumbai. So I was in Mumbai from 2010 to 2013, and then I shift
तो ये गेमिंग इंडस्ट्री की तरफ आप कैसे जर्नी शुरू हुई आपकी गेमिंग की तरफ?
So it was a part of journey. I was never be the part of gaming. I was always be the part of media. So my first few companies, the Hangama, and the Saregama and all, as you know that these are mostly media companies.
Mostly media companies.
The gaming is the part of that, but it was very small part of that. I was
गेमिंग का स्टेशन कहाँ से शुरू हुआ?
gaming started basically from my very first, the startup marketer.
अच्छा, तो
When
वो कैसे आइडिया आया आपको? How did
so
you
it was the marketer was not a technology and product company. वो एक service company थी basically, and what we did, we started servicing some of the well established AAA games that are the billion-dollar companies, but they always wanted to enter into the new markets,
Okay.
like India, South Asia, Southeast Asia, and so on. So what we did with our marketer, we partnered with them and helping them to enter into the new markets, user acquisition, and so on. But so that was a service part. But I got an idea that they are having certain issues related to the quality of the gamers and monetization and so on. That gave me an idea about my second startup called Native.
Okay.
जहाँ पे basically हमने try किया कि हम games basically, as you know that कि globally mobile is the leading device for the gaming.
Yeah.
India may obviously like 75 to 90%, but globally be is more than 80%.
Okay.
And the problem with the problem, or you can say the opportunity with this thing is that monetization is easy, but it is also complicated and very limited. So what we tried with the Native, we thought that to reduce the intrusiveness, because if I go deeper, अभी जैसे मोनेटाइजेशन होता है गेमिंग में जिस भी तरीके से, इफ़ यू हैव अ गेमिंग कंपनी, सो हाउ यू विल मोनेटाइज, हाउ यू विल, सो वंस यू लॉन्च योर गेम, right, you are in the market, right, you spend a certain money to have the gamers on your game, but how you will monetize, how you will grow, right, this is where the the ads comes into the picture, and the in-app purchase come into the picture, and so on. So just to give you some data, like the games who is primarily dependent on the advertising is still like 70% of the market, right? IAP is still under 10%.
What is IAP?
The in-app purchases.
Okay.
The in-app purchases is growing segment, but वो still अभी 10% के अंदर ही है, right? किसी particular game के जोनस में it could be a little higher, और लेकिन एड्स इज स्टिल बी द पार्ट ऑफ दैट. ठीक है, अगर आप प्रीमियम गेम्स की बात नहीं करो, अगर जैसे जो पेड गेम्स होते हैं, तो मोस्ट ऑफ द गेम्स आर हेविली डिपेंडेंट ऑन द एड्स. द प्रॉब्लम विद एड मोनेटाइजेशन इज दैट इट्स वेरी वेरी इंटरप्टिंग.
Very bad.
Very
Yes.
bad.
Yes.
Right. So
it's very irritating actually.
It's
when
very
you're playing
irritating.
game and suddenly the ad comes.
Yes.
And usually most of these ads now come with a timer, like minimum 5 seconds you have to watch.
You're forced to see the ad.
You're forced to see, and then all the flow goes away, right?
Absolutely. So it's an interrupting, it's taking away the enjoyment.
Yes.
So the irony is that 70% plus of the game, and in India, 80% of the games are F2P, that is free to play.
Okay.
So even the gamer, as being a gamer, if I'm not paying you, but still I'm expecting a better experience. So अगर बहुत सारे ad आते हैं मुझे, like I'm playing and the ad is being popped up on my face, so it's not giving me a good experience. So what I will do, either या तो मैं uninstall करूँगा, या तो फिर I will jump to the some other games and so on. Right? अगर बहुत सारे ad आएंगे. So creating a fine balance between a monetization and gamers experience is very crucial and important for the gaming companies to grow. Right? So with a Native, जब हमने जो Native का आइडिया आया था, बेसिकली आइडिया ये आया था कि विदाउट बीइंग कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग ऑन एन एड, इफ आई मेक दिस एड विद पार्ट ऑफ द गेम,
Okay.
how I can be able to do that. जैसे हम बाहर भी बात कर रहे थे, we started in 2019 with this idea of called in-game advertising.
Okay.
So पहले in-game advertising उसका नाम भी नहीं था. We used to call it blended ads.
Okay.
Right. And we were the Asia's first gaming company into that technology company. And by the same time US के side में भी कुछ companies develop होना शुरू हुई थी जो in-game ad को serve कर रही थी. And we all started in a gap of 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. By the 2020 we launched our product into the market. It's being liked by some of the the big clients. We onboarded few of the clients in India and outside. And during those journey, we onboarded one Australian client, and who wanted to explore into the gaming. Right. Later, they wanted to explore that how we can be the part of that. Whether we can collaborate deeper. And during that journey, they expressed कि they wanted to acquire us.
Okay.
उस समय में हम ready नहीं थे कि because we were wanted to run it for longer. हम acquisition के लिए ready थे, ऐसे थे नहीं. But then when the opportunity was good, the valuation was good, and valuation came from their side.
Okay.
Though we negotiated later on, but I was not ready for that. I was never sold a company before that. So I run my company. So the previous company I run it, I made good money from that. But it was a solo entrepreneur company. You can say that. We have a team, but I am the solo founder. And वहाँ पे valuation ये सब की बात नहीं थी, because that was a more cash flow वाली company, right? With Native, earlier with Marketed, it was a service company, but Native was the first time we have started experiencing a product company.
Okay.
Right? And I have zero experience in in the product company. I had never, in fact, मेरे corporate journey में भी it was all service company. Hungama was a service company, and we always into advertising side. So my background was always media and advertising, but I was always into the service. So you can say that कि वो comfort zone भी था मेरा. That's why I started Marketed as a first service company. But I got bored, right? I literally closed my first startup.
Okay.
Right? In spite we are making enough money, I was bored about it because कोई new learning नहीं था.
Excitement नहीं थी.
कोई excitement नहीं था, कुछ learning नहीं थी. It was a new client, and then you are doing the same stuff. So you can say that Native was an opportunity, or you can say that out of boredom I started, or whatever, I don't know, right? Or
But are you a gamer yourself?
No.
So
I was not a professional gamer. I am a
but you
casual
like
gamer.
gaming? You like gaming?
Yes, I like gaming.
So because now you made it your bread and butter for so many years, right? So you, in order to understand the pain of gamer or whatever you are innovating in this industry, first you need to be a gamer, right?
Absolutely. So
Unless you're a user, you won't know what problem they face.
हाँ, so इतना means मैं इतना जरूर खेलता हूँ कि I call myself as a casual gamer,
Okay.
but I'm not a professional gamer.
How big is this market in India? This
Very
gaming
big,
market.
very big.
Abroad we know it's very big, but in India is it big enough?
So just to give you a number, couple of number, in India in terms of revenue, we are a $7 billion company,
Okay.
the gaming.
Okay.
Out of the user base we just crossed 500 million gamers in India alone.
Interesting.
Globally, we have 3.3 billion gamers,
Wow.
right? And the market is $190 billion.
Okay.
So you can imagine that how big it is. India is still a very, very small
Very
portion
nascent
of
stage,
that.
yeah.
Very portion of that. So user base में हम बहुत आगे हैं because of the population and because of the smartphone penetration, thanks to the the low cost internet and the high smartphone density and so on. तो उसकी वजह से we have the nexus of gaming, global IPs, Indian IPs, many F2P games and so on. लेकिन we are not good in paying. So and
वो जैसे ही पेइंग की बात आती है फिर वो किसी दूसरे गेम को ढूंढना शुरू कर देते हैं.
हाँ, so हम paid games उतने हम we don't play. We as a country we prefer free to play games.
Free games, and we
Free
are
games.
okay with advertising, and we are okay with
I think we don't have an options, right? Because हम इतने सारे options हैं. अगर आप रेसिंग गेम की बात करें, हम इतने सारे ऑप्शंस हैं कि अगर एक रेसिंग गेम आपसे फॉर एग्जांपल XYZ कंपनी इज आस्किंग यू मनी, यू विल फाइंडिंग एन अल्टरनेटिव ऑफ दैट. तो एक तो ये है पहला चीज़. तो ग्लोबल मार्केट भी ऐसी देखते हैं कि हमारा पेइंग सिस्टम उतना स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं है गेमिंग को लेके एज ऑफ नाउ. ऐसा नहीं कि सारे गेमर्स ऐसे हैं.
So how about abroad? People are okay to pay paid games and
See, बाहर और यहाँ का इकोसिस्टम डिफरेंट है यार. वी आर एंड्रॉयड हैवी, वी iOS कम है, राइट. वी आर मोबाइल हैवी, PC गेम्स कम है, AAA गेम्स कम है, राइट. एंड यू कैन नॉट प्ले हाई एंड गेम्स.
AAA games?
AAA गेम्स इज लाइक हाई एंड गेम्स.
Okay.
दैट इज लाइक हैवी गेम्स होते हैं. मोस्टली कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी एंड सो ऑन.
Okay, first person shooter and these kind of.
बहुत सारे ऐसे गेम्स है जो हाई एंड गेम्स है, कई जीबी में होते हैं.
Okay.
तो फोन इज नॉट अ परफेक्ट
will
डिवाइस
not
टू
work.
प्ले.
Okay.
राइट, एंड
You need a proper device.
यू नीड अ डिवाइस सेटअप एंड स्टफ.
ठीक है.
तो उसमें वी आर नॉट गुड एट, बिकॉज एक तो इनिशियल कॉस्ट, सेटअप कॉस्ट काफ़ी ज़्यादा है.
Correct.
एंड हम स्मार्टफोन हैवी हैं, ऑन द गो खेलते हैं. तो हम कैजुअल गेमर, हाइपर कैजुअल गेमर ज़्यादा हैं, रेदर देन कि हम कोर, मिड कोर या कोर गेमर्स नहीं है यहाँ पे
तो
ज़्यादा.
आपका प्रोडक्ट कैसे हेल्प करता है लोगों को?
हाँ, सो अगर हम नेटिव से बात करें ट्रॉफी में हम के लिए, दोनों ही केस में हम में क्या था कि इंडिया में क्योंकि मोबाइल हैवी है और उसमें फिर F2P गेम्स बहुत ज़्यादा था, फ्री टू प्ले गेम्स बहुत ज़्यादा है. आई वुड मतलब इफ़ यू गो बाय द रिपोर्ट इट इज़ 80%, बट आई एम सेइंग इट्स मोर देन 90% फ्री टू प्ले गेम्स. ठीक है, एंड जब इतने सारे फ्री टू प्ले गेम्स हैं, दे आर मोस्टली एंड आउट ऑफ दैट जो 90% है उसमें भी 90% प्लस एड्स डिपेंडेंट है. राइट, जब एड्स आती हैं तो वही हम प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट के बारे में बात कर रहे थे कि जब एड्स आती है तो उसमें एड्स की मैं क्या होता है, बिकॉज आई वॉज into this market for long, so I have seen it very closely. The problem with the ads is that जिसको हम conventional ads बोलते हैं, हम बोलते हैं ट्रेडिशनल एड या कन्वेंशनल एड्स बोलते हैं, जो रिवॉर्डेड वीडियो, इंटरस्टिशियल, फुल स्क्रीन ऐड आते हैं. उसमें प्रॉब्लम दो तीन चीज़ें हैं. पहला, कोई कंसेंट मैकेनिज्म नहीं है. लाइक इफ मी एंड यू आर प्लेइंग इन द सेम रूम, ठीक है, लेट्स से सेम गेम एंड सो ऑन, सेम एड वुड बी पॉप्ड अप ऑन टू बोथ ऑफ अस, whether you wanted to whether you are interested in that or not.
Okay.
नंबर वन. सो कोई कंसेंट मैकेनिज्म नहीं है. सेकंड, फोर्सफुल एंड इंटरप्टिंग है. राइट, मतलब कि आई हैव टू वॉच, एज यू मेंशन कि 15 सेकंड टाइमर आता है एंड सो ऑन. सो डिपेंडिंग ऑन द लेंथ ऑफ द वीडियो, लेंथ ऑफ द प्लेबल एड एंड सो ऑन, आई हैव टू वेट फॉर 15 seconds to 30 seconds बिकॉज आई एम प्लेइंग अ फ्री गेम. राइट, नाउ यूजर जो इट्स बीइंग अ डिकेड, लाइक ये सारी चीज़ें 2012-13 में चालू हुआ है. यू कैन इमेजिन इट्स बीइंग अ मोर देन अ डिकेड नाउ. उसके बीच में जनरेशन्स ऑफ यूजर्स भी चेंज हुए. नाउ वी हैव अ मॉडर्न डिजिटल यूजर्स, राइट, जेनजीज जो हैव जॉइंड अस एंड सो ऑन. दे हैव अ डिफरेंट वे ऑफ कंज्यूमिंग द कंटेंट. राइट, इवन इफ आई एम फ्री यूजर, आई डोंट वांट टू बी इंटरप्टेड सो मच. ठीक है, आई नीड टू वॉच एंड प्रीफर टू इंगेज विद अ ब्रांड जिसमें मेरा कंसेंट हो. राइट, आई शुड हैव अ चॉइस. राइट, द प्रॉब्लम विद एन ट्रेडिशनल एड कि वहाँ पर कोई चॉइसेस नहीं है. Right, you are playing a free game, so you are good enough to show and bombarded with ads.
Okay.
Right, this was the mindset.
ठीक है.
So we created a technology that is created a technology जिसमें हमने बोला जैसे without compromising on ad. So एक it's a bread and butter for the game developer.
Yes.
So we don't want to want a game developer to compromise on an ad, but we want to become this ad be the part of the game.
Okay.
कैसे? For example, you are driving. You are playing a racing game or shooting game or any game other, right? So instead of showing an ad on the screen, full screen, how about the ad become the part of the game? Let's say the wall of the building और वहाँ पे जैसे हम आप अभी ड्राइव करते हो तो आप एड्स कैसे देखते हो? आपको रोड्स पे एड्स कहाँ दिखते हैं? मेट्रोस के स्टेशन पे, होर्डिंग्स पे, आउट ऑफ होम एंड सो ऑन, डिजिटल बिलबोर्ड्स एंड सो ऑन.
एम्बिएंट एडवर्टाइजिंग है आपके.
हाँ, तो हमने क्या किया, हमने डिजिटल आउट ऑफ होम एड्स को क्रिएट किया. उसी को हमने नेटिव बोला. राइट, नेटिव एड्स.
व्हिच मींस इफ समबडी इज प्लेइंग अ कार रेसिंग गेम देन they would see an ad.
So they can see a shoes ad or something ad, the brands and so on. Be the part of that. तो अभी क्या हो रहा है कि मैं ऐड तो कंज्यूम कर रहा हूँ, बट वो मेरे गेम को इंटरप्ट नहीं कर रहा है. हाँ, और मुझे गेम को स्टॉप करके देखना नहीं पड़ रहा है. दैट वाज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ नेटिव. एंड ऑब्वियसली इट वाज अ गुड वन. वी हैव बीन पार्ट ऑफ मेनी ब्रांड्स. वी हैव सीन मेनी कैंपेन्स अराउंड इट.
बट इसमें मेरे क्वेश्चंस हैं.
यस,
पहला तो ये है कि टू क्रिएट दिस नाउ you will have to work closely with the game developer also, right? Because then
yes.
the advertising has to be integrated in the game itself. So which is an additional work, right? That's one. And secondly, would those ads be as effective as, let's say, a blocker ad?
Yes, so both. So first of all, very interesting questions. So two things. Number one, what you asked, yes, because we don't own the real estates, right? So वो games हमारे नहीं थे, games आपके हैं.
Correct.
So but we know the pain. सो ब्लेंडेड एड्स का जो कंसेप्ट था वो बहुत नया नहीं है. अगर आप पुराने साइड में भी देखोगे, मे बी शायद मारियो गेम या कोई और गेम्स होंगे, उस समय भी शायद ब्रांड्स ने उसमें इंटीग्रेट करते थे, जिसको हम बोलते थे ब्रांड इंटीग्रेशन. बट ब्रांड इंटीग्रेशन का प्रोसेस क्या था कि बहुत टाइम कंज्यूमिंग था. इट टेक्स वीक्स टू इंटीग्रेट अ सर्टेन ब्रांड, यू नो, एंड फिर उसका इफेक्टिवनेस भी एक ब्रांड के लिए आप इतने वीक्स काम करोगे, एक ही ब्रांड दिखता था, राइट. एंड जब वो कैंपेन ओवर हो जाता था या बजट ओवर हो जाता था, फिर इट वॉज रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम द गेम्स. इट वॉज अ लॉन्ग कॉम्प्लिकेटेड स्टफ.
Yeah, it was long drawn process. For example, मूवी इंटीग्रेशन भी जैसे होता है.
बिल्कुल.
अब वो इट्स एक्सट्रीमली टाइम कंज्यूमिंग, राइट. जब तक वो मूवी बनेगी, जब तक रिलीज होगी, एडवर्टाइजर हैज टू वेट, एंड देन उसका इवेंचुअल आउटपुट क्या आएगा उसके हाथ में तो वो है नहीं
है,
राइट. तो वो कैसे आप
वो मेजरेबल नहीं है, ठीक है. एंड सेकंड चीज़ ये भी है कि टाइम कंज्यूमिंग होने के साथ में ब्रांड को भी वेट करना पड़ता है, गेम डेवलपर को भी वेट करना पड़ता है. इफेक्टिव आउटपुट कितना है, नोबडी कैन मेजर इट. सेकेंडली एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, इट इज़ ओनली लिमिटेड टू द सर्टेन गेम्स. अगर आपका गेम बहुत बड़ा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल योर रॉबलॉक्स, माइनक्राफ्ट एंड सो ऑन, तो आप ब्रांड विल वांट टू पार्टिसिपेट विद दैट. बट अगर आप फॉर एग्जांपल आपके पास एक आईपी, आप स्टूडियो हो, इंडी स्टूडियो हो, या फिर आप गेमिंग स्टूडियो जिसके पास 5-10 गेम्स है, राइट, सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ है, बट आप पूरे ग्लोबल ब्रांड नहीं हो, ब्रांड वुड नॉट एबल टू पार्टिसिपेट. ब्रांड के हिसाब से अगर आप सोचोगे तो ब्रांड कितने के साथ पार्टिसिपेट करेगा, राइट. सो दे विल प्रेफर सर्टेन ब्रांड, सर्टेन गेम्स. ये प्रॉब्लम थी. व्हाट वी ट्राइड कि वी हैव मेड इट प्लग इन प्ले.
Okay.
So it's an SDK with the native. So as I mentioned, it was my first experience to the the technology and the product with the native. So but it came out good because we able to create a technology that is plug in play for the gamers. So for example, if I'm a gamer and you give me and if I am giving my technology to a gaming company, they need not to spend weeks. It is few hours work.
Okay.
One time work, few hours work, right. So what I need to do is to define the place कि यहाँ मुझे ऐड चाहिए, that's all.
Okay.
Right. And that too अगर और उसमें क्या होता था, जैसे if you और फिर उसके साथ में we are not just giving them technology, we are also backed by the brands.
Okay.
So the moment they defined placeholders, so multiple brands started participating into that through programmatic.
So this is something like Google, what Google does with their advertising platform on, let's say, any website, right? You open a website, there are defined areas where you know that Google ads will appear. So within that game, you have those defined areas and you sell those areas to the brands.
Yes.
And to an audience, it looks like very much part of the environment.
Part of the environment.
Okay, very interesting.
So that was native. So what we did basically, so Google के जैसे हमने Google का एग्जांपल दिया, ऐसे और भी प्लेटफॉर्म्स है जो एड्स सर्व कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. सो व्हाट वी डिड बेसिकली, ये कुछ नया एड फॉर्मेट नहीं था. हम उसी एड्स को जो डिफाइंड प्लेस में है उस पर हम सर्व कर रहे थे,
ठीक है,
ठीक है. सो इट्स प्रोग्रामेटिकली थ्रू. सो यस, तो लॉजिकली ये सारी चीज़ें था. इट्स अ विन विन सोल्यूशन फॉर द गेमिंग पार्टनर ऑल्सो, फॉर द गेमर ऑल्सो, एंड फॉर द एडवर्टाइजिंग कंपनीज ऑल्सो.
ठीक है.
So that was the basic of native, and later on we got acquired because the Australian company they wanted to explore into the gaming. Earlier they were not, but they wanted to explore into the gaming, so they acquired a technology, native IP. They acquired it, and in a few $1 million. So and as being a part of the contract, we also joined them. We served them for 2 years.
Okay.
So yes, this is how.
And now you're building Trophèe.
Yes.
So how is it different from your previous startup?
Yeah. So it's a basically a all new category itself. So with the Trophèe, we are the world first game commerce company. Now this very much world game commerce is a new category. We have introduced last year. And as the name mentioned, game commerce. So what we decided, and like post acquisition of the company, we got an opportunity, and I'm fortunate enough that I have some friends into the gaming. I got a view that what are the actual problem they are facing, because I got to know that in spite of having so much, the options traditional ads, in-game ads, and so on. They're still struggling to monetize their games to the full potential. Number one. एंड द रीज़न बीइंग इज़ दैट कि ट्रेडिशनल एड्स जो थे वो तो इंटरप्टिंग है, दो मैक्सिमम गेम्स के अंदर में आज भी वो ब्रेड एंड बटर 80% से प्लस वही है, राइट, इन स्पाइट ऑफ इंटरप्टिंग नेचर एंड सो ऑन, बिकॉज इनके पास ऑप्शंस नहीं है, राइट. लेकिन इन गेम एड्स में प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ कि जो ब्रांड्स थे, बड़े ब्रांड्स थे, वो उतने एक्साइटेड हुए नहीं जितने होने थे. रीज़न बीइंग कि मोस्टली इंक्लूडिंग द गूगल एंड मोस्टली जो इको सिस्टम है ना, दे आर लिमिटिंग द ब्रांड्स ओनली टू द व्यूबिलिटी एंड अटेंशन. व्यूबिलिटी एंड अटेंशन पे ही लिमिट कर देते हैं, राइट. वेयर एज इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द बिग ब्रांड्स दैट वी आर कंज्यूमिंग डे एंड डे आउट, राइट, वियरिंग डे एंड डे आउट, they wanted to go beyond that.
They want people to take action.
They wanted to action and engagement. Basically they wanted to know कि okay ठीक है, गेमिंग में इतने एक्टिव अटेंशन है, and obviously गेमिंग एज एन प्लेटफॉर्म इज गिविंग यू द हाईएस्ट अटेंशन. आप गेम खेलते समय अपने आई बॉल्स को इधर उधर नहीं ले जा सकते, बट आप नेटफ्लिक्स देखते समय ले जा सकते हो, न्यूज़ देखते समय आप उधर देख सकते हो.
Usually I've seen gamers will lock their door from inside when they play.
हाँ, because when you are playing,
it requires extreme level of attention.
हाँ, even if you are playing a mobile phone में गेम खेल रहे हो, अगर आप 5 मिनट भी गेम खेलो तो your attention would be on the screen.
Yes.
So it's a best platform for a brand to be in the part of that.
Yes.
Number one. लेकिन brands चाहते थे कि हम अगर इतना active attention आ रहा है, so how can I be able to make it an effective engagement? Could there be a chance of commerce into that? Right, and so on. What we realized कि जो bridge है एक गेमिंग एंड कॉमर्स के बीच में, वो मिसिंग था, ठीक है. एंड बिकॉज हम इन गेम ऐड के साथ में भी व्हाट बेसिकली वी ट्राइड, वी जस्ट सर्व्ड द सेम प्रोग्रामेटिक ऐड इन अ डिफरेंट वे, नॉन इंटरप्टिंग वे. तो हमने इन गेम ऐड के साथ में हमने जो इंट्रूसिवनेस था उसको एड्रेस किया बेसिकली, लेकिन इंगेजमेंट को नहीं किया, बिकॉज वो वैसे भी अगर उस पर क्लिक करो तो आप गेम के बाहर चले जाते थे, है ना, यू रीडायरेक्टेड टू द थर्ड पार्टी पेज और एन ऐप, तो इट्स स्टिल इंटरप्टिंग फॉर द गेमर्स.
इट इज.
सेकेंडली क्या था कि इट वॉज नॉट दैट मच इंगेजिंग, बिकॉज आपको ऐड दिख रहा है एंड सब गेम्स में नहीं फुलफिल. आई हैव गिवन यू एग्जांपल ऑफ रेसिंग एंड स्टफ, बट बहुत सारे गेम्स में नहीं फिट हो रहा था, वो भी एक पार्ट था. Right, that technology is still there, and I still believe that it has some certain more potential into that. But what we realized that there is a certain deeper, the problem statement that we need to address. So वो ट्रॉफी के साथ में हमने एड्रेस किया. कैसे एड्रेस किया? बेसिकली वी रियलाइज एट द गेम डेवलपर साइड देयर इज अ सर्टेन प्रॉब्लम. नंबर वन, कंसेंट मैकेनिज्म नहीं था. तो हमने कंसेंट मैकेनिज्म, वी ब्रिंग द कंसेंट मैकेनिज्म बैक टू द पिक्चर.
कैसे?
फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ मी एंड यू आर प्लेइंग द सेम गेम नाउ एंड ट्रॉफी एज इन टेक्नोलॉजी इज द पार्ट ऑफ दैट. अगर हम ब्रांड ट्रॉफी के थ्रू सर्व कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, तो नाउ अगर हमने फॉर एग्जाम्पल पैकेट ऑफ चिप्स देखा गेम के अंदर, राइट, now you have an option, you like to engage with it and I am not. I can continue playing the game.
Okay.
But if you engage, the shopping experience or the commerce experience will just open for you.
Let's try and understand first the problem statement for Trophèe.
Okay, so the good part with the Trophèe is that this time we created the technology around the problem statement only. And this we got to know from the real clients. Real clients means at both sides. The brand side also and the game developer side also. So at the game developer sides, basically there are the certain problems that they are facing day in day out. Number one, the existing traditional ads mechanism is very, very intrusive, right? So you are playing a game and the ad is being still popped up on your face. Number one, most of the gaming partners, the global gaming partners I'm talking about, they are facing this problem. Number one. Number two, there is no consent mechanism. For example, as I mentioned earlier, that if we both are playing the same game in the same room, the same ad would be popped up on us, right? With the Trophèe, we tried to bring the consent mechanism back to the picture. Now you can choose your ad, right?
Okay. How would I do that as a gamer?
So in a game, if you see a packet of chips, we both see a packet of chips. I'm not interested and you are interested into that. If you interact, the shopping experience or the ad experience will just open for you, not for me. I can continue my game.
Okay.
Number one. So why we bring the gamers first approach with this. It was not at all in the picture earlier.
Okay.
Number three, and that with the traditional ad and with an in-game ad, if a gamer click on any ad accidentally or by intention, they jump or redirected outside the game earlier. With a trophy, a gamer will always inside the game. So even if you interacted with a packet of chips, the shopping experience will, or the commerce experience will be always inside the game. Number four is that if you see the last 5 years, the CPM, the fill rate was going down, right? In spite the gaming as an ecosystem is growing, the numbers are going down. This fill rate and eCPM. We try to bring the the premium eCPM back to the picture. So this is one of the problem statement from the games. Just imagine your game is heavily dependent on ad, but the number that what you are making 5 years back is going down.
Advertisers are not finding it interesting, right?
I think it's more like supply demand. There's a more supply and less demand.
Okay.
Right? And होता क्या है कि स्टार्टिंग में when there is a new category came in, जैसे गेमिंग जब आया था, कब आया हुआ जब
For advertisers.
मोस्टली कोविड के बाद से, तो इट पिक्ड अप वेरी ऑर्गेनिकली, राइट? लेकिन हुआ क्या कि गेम एकदम प्रोग्रामेटिकली एंड स्टफ, जो द पार्टनर्स थे, जो ब्रांड पार्टनर्स थे या फिर जो एडवर्टाइजिंग इकोसिस्टम था, दे स्टार्टेड लोअरिंग द सीपीएम रेट्स, द कॉस्ट पर माइल. आप उसको रिड्यूस करते जाते हो, रिड्यूस हो रहा है क्योंकि देयर इज़ अ लॉट ऑफ कंपटीशन, राइट? ये जनरली होता है, द सेम फिल रेट कोई 50 सेंट्स में भी फिल करने को रेडी है, कोई $1 में फिल कर रहा है, आप $1 एक्सपेक्ट करो, कोई 80 सेंट्स ही दे रहा है. एंड दीज ऑल थिंग्स स्टार्टेड हैपनिंग ग्लोबली, स्पेशली इन द मार्केट लाइक इंडिया. यहाँ पे eCPM इज gone down to very, very low.
Okay.
Right, 10 cents, 0.05 cents.
Which means there is an excess supply and less demand?
ये हुआ, right? And obviously, like as being a game developer, it's a problem because you wanted to make good amount of money from your real estate, from your IP.
Correct.
Right? So we try to change this picture by bringing the premium CPM back to the picture. So इंडिया में जहाँ पे like as I mentioned कि बहुत low CPM में we are giving 10x of the CPM because we are working directly with the brands. So this is what the picture we are trying to change.
So let me try and understand this from a layman's perspective. To a game developer, Trophèe is giving an opportunity to earn better through the real estate. To advertiser, you are giving the opportunity of better engagement because the audience don't need to go out, they can look at the ad and interact with the ad. And to someone who's playing the game, you're giving an instant gratification that they don't need to go out. Things will happen for them.
Yeah, you are
So that's very
absolutely correct.
interesting. And are you doing this? You're the only one who are doing this in India?
Yes, we are the only one doing in the world. as
In
of
the
now,
world?
In the world.
That's
So
interesting.
Trophèe is the
You're
world.
preparing yourself for another acquisition?
Not now. This time we wanted to run it as long as we can do.
Okay.
Because this what we realized after selling the company. I think this time we both like me and Mithunjay, we are the partner here also, and we wanted to run it as long as possible.
जब कंपनी बिकती है और इतने सारे $1 million मिलते हैं तो कैसा लगता है?
The good part was that कि जिस समय सेल हुई उस समय हम रेडी नहीं थे कि we were not looking to sell the company.
Okay, actively आप नहीं
हम नहीं देख रहे थे. As I mentioned कि जो कंपनी आई वो as in client आई थी, then eventually they liked it. They shared the proposal to us.
Okay.
And सब कुछ बहुत fast हुआ, right? April में हुआ and October में we closed the deal.
Okay.
So it was a due diligence and everything was new to us. That time I even don't know, I was not aware कि वैल्यूशन कैसे निकालते हैं, वैल्यूशन होता क्या है, उसका फार्मूला कैसे होता है, एंड सेल करने के क्या डिलीजेंस होते हैं, ड्यू डिलीजेंस क्या होते हैं, एग्रीमेंट कैसे बनते हैं एंड सो ऑन. सो
क्या किया फिर आपने, कैसे ये फिगर आउट कैसे किया?
So I was blessed कि I have so many mentors, but your problem is your problem. ठीक है, because वो बहुत curated and specific है. Right, you cannot disclose everything to everybody.
True.
And at the same time you want an answer, right? So what I did, what I could the best is that I start reaching out to many people. ठीक है, even to those people जिनसे मैं कभी face to face मिला नहीं था. So I was fortunate enough कि मैं they have devoted their time to me. right? Whatever knowledge, learning I can gather, I start gathering. वो 2-3 महीने के पीरियड में. That also include valuation and क्या सेल करना चाहिए, क्या चीज़ अवॉइड करना चाहिए, क्या चीज़ इंक्लूड करना चाहिए, राइट? एंड बिकॉज एज बीइंग अ पार्टनर, एज बीइंग अ फाउंडर एंड स्पेशली द क्रॉस कंट्री एक्विजिशन में देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स केम इनटू द पिक्चर, यू नो, FDI इंक्लूड होता है एंड बहुत सारी चीज़ें आती हैं. हाँ, लीगलिटीज़ बहुत आती हैं. आपको देखना पड़ता है ड्यू डिलिजेंस कैसे है, टेक का क्या करना है, लीगल का क्या करना है, टीम का क्या करना है, एंड सो ऑन. तो ये सारे उससे पहले हमारे पास कोई लॉयर थे नहीं, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट अवेयर कि हमको सेल करना है, राइट? वी आर नॉट लुकिंग फॉर दैट. सो वी ऑनबोर्डेड लॉयर्स ऑल्सो, कंपनी लॉयर्स हु अंडरस्टैंड द एक्विजिशन वाला पार्ट. हमने वहाँ से भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें सीखी.
So your company got acquired, and that's fantastic news. If there are people who are watching this and they are building something, they're building a company, and they are looking at this as the end goal, acquisition by some big player, what would you like to tell them?
So I think my honest advice to everyone is that don't build for the acquisition. First of all, if you start building something to sell, okay, it means you are looking for an exit.
Then you are an investor. You are not really a builder, right?
And you are not fully involved into that. Even if you are, right, you are looking to exit somewhere, right? And that was not the case for us. Neither with the native, neither with the Trophèe. So I think if just focus on addressing some problem statement, ठीक है, जो core problem है उसको आप address करो. I think with an honest response के साथ में, learning के साथ में, and so on. Over the journey, keep looking for something. अगर if there is an opportunity came in, right, and if you think that okay, I can be not, I'm not be good enough or not good enough, I think this is not a good word, but if I'm not be capable enough in scaling the company from 1 to X level, but after post acquisition, if they can be able to do that, and end of the day, it's totally your call, right? Means आप देखो बहुत सारे हैं. I take an inspiration not from the big entrepreneurs, but I take an example from and source my inspiration from day in day out daily life से. अगर एक छोटा सा किराना शॉप वाला भी है, अगर वो प्रॉफिटेबल चला रहा है and he is happy with that, ठीक है, he will not sell his shop, ठीक है. वेयरएज जो बहुत सारे एक्विजिशन वाली चीज़ें आ रही हैं या मर्जर वाली चीज़ें आ रही हैं, ठीक है, एंड या फिर हम सेलिब्रेट बहुत करते हैं कि दे रेज द एक्स नंबर ऑफ द इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड सो ऑन. आई थिंक दैट इज़ द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ द बिजनेस, बट यू शुड नॉट डू अ बिजनेस जस्ट टू रेज द फंड्स, राइट? तो आपको ये आपकी कि मैं बोल रहा एंड ऑफ द डे इज़ अ फाउंडर्स चॉइस कि आपको क्या करना है, राइट? आपको किस तरीके से लेके जाना है. इवन लेट फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू आर मेकिंग 50 crore प्रॉफिटेबल एनुअल टर्नओवर, राइट? सो एंड इफ यू आर हैप्पी विद दैट देन कंटिन्यू दैट, ठीक है. इफ यू वांटेड टू मेक इट यूनिकॉर्न और उसके लिए एक्स नंबर ऑफ स्केल चाहिए, देन यू हैव टू बी पार्टनर विद समबडी हु कैन बी एबल टू टेक टू दैट लेवल.
पर्सनल एम्बिशन पे बहुत डिपेंड करता है कि आप
पर्सनल एम्बिशन है, अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, मार्केट किधर जा रहा है, एंड आप कहाँ पे हो उस सेविंग. अगर जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एंड दो नेटिव एंड ट्रॉफी आर एड्रेसिंग द प्रॉब्लम अंडर द सेम अम्ब्रेला. अभी भी हम गेमिंग के अंदर एडवर्टाइजिंग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन डिफरेंट तरीके से कर रहे हैं, राइट? गेम कॉमर्स कर रहे हैं, बट इसका ब्लूप्रिंट बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है नेटिव से, ठीक है. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने ये किया तो इन्वेस्टर्स आर रेडी, तुरंत. हम इस बार हम फंड रेज नहीं कर रहे, राइट? या फिर हम चीज़ें नहीं देख रहे उस तरीके से, हम सेल करने को नहीं देख रहे, हम एक्विजिशन को नहीं देख रहे. तो ब्लूप्रिंट नहीं है कोई, मतलब आपने प्रीवियसली क्या किया था दैट वाज गुड फॉर दैट कंपनी. इसके लिए बिल्कुल डिफरेंट है.
हाउ इज इट गोइंग राइट नाउ विद ट्रॉफी?
आई थिंक इट्स गोइंग गुड. वी गॉट अ लॉट ऑफ गुड clients. We are working with fortunate to work with many big brands, ITC, Nestle, and many others. Market expansion wise, we got a very good response, not only from the brands but also from the global gaming partners. I think this what we realize is that कि because हमने इस बार बहुत problem statement के close बनाया था, that's why they be able to resonate कि this is the problem I am facing. this is how I can see the transformation.
How important you think is the role of a co-founder?
I think it's very, very important. I always say to every, the aspiring entrepreneur that it's like a marriage, right? You better wait rather than rush for it, right? Because a good co-founder or a founder who can add a complementary skill can take your company to another level. But it is also possible other way around, है ना? तो एक तो ये चीज़ है कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री स्किल, बट इसका भी कोई ब्लूप्रिंट नहीं है.
So I have certain questions which are more like rapid fire. One business advice that you will not forget.
I think one thing that I personally believe is that the success is the sum of very small steps that you repeated day in day out, right? It's not a overnight success, right? You are doing it for long, and then one day that you started seeing the light. So I think you should once the thing that you started, you should continue that, right, with a clear vision. Don't compete yourself with anybody, or even don't try to chase or try to copy somebody else, the race. Everybody's journeys is very different, right?
Yeah.
If you know at your core that what you want, how you want it to deliver, the same two competitors in the same industries may behave very differently, right? Maybe one founder wanted to raise the fund, another founder wanted to only generate the cash flow. These two companies are almost different, right? We have many example in the market itself, like Zerodha versus Grow. Zerodha has never raised their fund in investment outside.
Yeah.
Zoho and many other technology company and so on. So I think what you basically wanted to do, just follow that, right? So this is one of the advice I personally follow also.
What would be your 3 advices to young entrepreneurs who are in the process of building something now?
To young entrepreneurs, I would say that build your product very close, be as close as the problem statements. So very close to the problem statements, because don't add fancy features, because customer is not at all bothered about your features, right? They will only see what transformation you are giving to them, right?
Very good.
They will only think. Second advice, don't fall in love with your ideas, right? Ideas has zero values, right?
Execution.
So everything is in execution. So many people, I am seeing many people, I'm in touch with many founders. They speak to me and they are not very comfortable sharing the ideas, whereas the idea has zero value, right? And I always say that एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ मैं उनको, हमेशा जो थोड़ा हेसिटेट होते हैं, मैं उनको ये बोलता हूँ कि सी फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम एंड यूट्यूब इज़ देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, व्हाई नॉट क्रिएटिंग अनदर इंस्टाग्राम? क्योंकि आइडिया तो सबके सामने है. अगर आज में जो बोला जाए कि इंस्टाग्राम या यूट्यूब बनाऊँ, हो सकता है मैं बेटर यूआई के साथ में अच्छा बना सकूँ, बट द पॉइंट इज दैट इट इज़ एग्जीक्यूशन हैवी. नोबडी कैन बी एबल टू डू दैट. So everything is in execution. And the third and the last advice would be idea to execution should be very fast. Don't sit on your ideas for long कि मैं एकदम परफेक्ट होगा तभी लॉन्च करूँगा, क्योंकि कभी परफेक्ट मोमेंट होता नहीं है,
कभी नहीं होगा.
लॉन्च अगली and then be as close as your client, right? And then start modifying during the journey. सबको लगता है कि मैं ऐसा प्रोडक्ट लेके मार्केट में जाऊंगा तो क्या बोलेंगे, कोई यूआई अच्छा होना चाहिए, वेबसाइट अच्छा होना चाहिए, एंड सो ऑन. I think that's not a core thing. Customer is not paying for your websites or fancy UI. अगर आप core problem को solve कर रहे हो तो मुझे लगता है कि it's good enough.
Just go ahead.
So yes.
What do you think is one big mistake entrepreneurs make in this journey of building their company?
It's not one. I think they always follow series of problem thing. But मैंने भी किए हैं, right? तो they should have some runways, right? Number one, right? Second thing, I would say some more
please.
point, And second thing, startup is not glamour, right? So we on LinkedIn पे काफ़ी glamorized होता है, but startup उतना glamorized है नहीं, right? Fund raising glamorized नहीं है.
जो दिखता है वो,
हाँ, वो नहीं है. LinkedIn is not everything that what you are seeing, right? So मुझे लगता है कि it's be prepared for a tough journey, because if you're not prepared for that, don't start, right? Because it will take its own due course डेवलप होने में, एंड इट डिपेंड्स नॉट ओनली ऑन यू. आप 24 घंटे भी काम करो, मार्केट रेडी नहीं है, या मार्केट ने चेंज हो गया. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अभी इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने RMG गेम्स, जो रियल मनी गेम्स, उसको बंद कर दिया, राइट, ड्रीम 11 MPL सब बंद हो गए
बिल्कुल
रातों रात, राइट,
And these were
ब्लैंकेट
big-
कवर आ गया,
These were big billion dollar
बिग
companies.
बिलियन डॉलर कंपनीज, राइट, अंडर फाउंडर्स मे बी, नॉट कमेंटिंग ऑन एवरीबॉडी, बट बहुत लोग नहीं रेडी होंगे इसके लिए, राइट, लेकिन देखो मार्केट है, ऐसा ऊपर नीचे होता रहता है, तो प्रिपेयर फॉर द टफ थिंग, राइट। सेकेंड थिंग, हैव लॉट्स ऑफ पेशेंस। मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ पैशन विथ पेशेंस इज द थिंग की, राइट। सो आपको होना चाहिए। सेकेंड चीज़ कंसिस्टेंसी। आज किया फिर 2 दिन नहीं किया, फिर कभी अच्छा हो रहा तो कर रहे हैं, बुरा हो रहा है तो नहीं कर रहे हैं, ये नहीं होना चाहिए। एंड द थर्ड थिंग आई वुड से दैट do your best even when nobody is watching you, right? I think that defines your character and your honesty.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the thing that I will never compromise on. So when nobody is watching, still if you are doing it, I think that's one of the thing. And the last thing, that there is no guarantee of success in a startup, in entrepreneur. If you're doing it, then enjoy the journey,
Yeah.
enjoy the thrill.
Don't
and
seek a guarantee later.
no, there's no guarantee. You know that you are running your own.
Yeah.
Right. There's no guarantee for anything.
Yeah.
Right. Anything can come at any time. Right. So be prepared for that. Right. These are very important points.
Very, very inspiring. I'm so inspired to hear what all you've said. Thank you so much, Vijay.
Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks.
We wish you great luck for Trophèe, and I think the way you're building this company, we'll hear some great news from you very soon.
Yeah. Thank you. And hopefully, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Vijay, who's building world's first gaming commerce company called Trophèe. It was such a pleasure to meet him, and it was so inspiring to hear his journey. I hope you enjoyed and you learned a lot from this episode. Hope to see you again soon. Till then, thank you and good luck.